This is a tale of two high schools, two Kentucky high schools from opposite ends of the state, separated by nearly 300 miles that until recently were strangers to each other. A little more than a year ago, tragedy struck the hometown of one, but the compassion that followed sparked an unexpected friendship that continues today. Our story begins in the small town of Salyersville, home of Magoffin County High School and the Lady Hornets girls basketball team. Nestled in the foothills of the Appalachians, tornadoes were never much cause for concern here. However, that all changed on March 2, 2012, when a series of deadly tornadoes swept the region. One of those tornadoes, a Category EF3 with wind speeds up to 160 miles per hour.
Basketball practice had been canceled that day, which was something really unusual.
Me and several friends were sitting outside and the storm warnings start to come across the radio. The storm warnings start to come across the TV.
You could really hear it. It sounded just like a freight train, and I know I was scared to death.
My wife says to me, she says, you know, what are we going to do? And I said, well, we're going to die.
One of my younger brothers I had him in my lap and he was just holding on to me, and I was trying to keep him from crying, but I was really scared myself.
72 hours later, with those back home still reeling from the devastation, the Lady Hornets brought a ray of light to their hometown.
We were fortunate enough to win our district and represent our district as a district winner in the 15th regional tournament. And that was going on right during the middle of this tornado. We had actually made it to the semifinal round before that tornado had hit.
There's just a lot of mixed emotions because, I really felt bad for all of these families around that, lost their homes and all of their personal belongings, and here we had to go to Pikeville to play in a basketball game.
After March 2nd, the whole county became part of our team, and we needed to lift them up and, really bring something good back to them. So we thought that, we have to win. That's the only option.
But it was a bittersweet victory for the players, who, as proud as they were, didn't feel much like celebrating.
Normally we would go through town with the escort and all that. Didn't happen that night. We made it back to the Board of Education. The parents picked them up and we started making plans to go to Bowling Green.
Our slogan was "We are Magoffin" from that point on, because we had a statement to make that we couldn't be affected by anything.
In the first round of the state tournament, Magoffin County was pitted against Ashland Blazer, a much larger school that was favored to win. Sitting in the stands that night was Scott McAllister, girls basketball coach from nearby Logan County High School.
You're looking at this group of kids who, some of them had to take showers at gymnasiums, at the games for a regional tournament, and your heart's just breaking because they got nothing.
He invited them out to practice on that Thursday, just to get them out of the hotel, get them to as close to a normal routine as possible and let them practice.
And I start talking to the boss. Oops, boss, is it okay? I just invited this school to come and do a walkthrough and practice. Is that all right with you?
So I said, not a problem. I said, we can move things around.
So I start talking to my kids, my basketball players.
Well, Dad had been the coach of the AAU team, and he knew a couple girls on the team. So he had kind of said, hey, there's this team, and they're in the state tournament, and they've been flattened by a tornado. They're not going to have a student section because their families are still picking up their homes, their cars are broken. And he kind of explained, I need you to organize this.
And then I'm thinking, well, gosh, up in the stands, here's a team that's made it all the way to state, and there's nobody there watching them.
He called back and he said, Coach Gregory, our football coach, and I want to bring a bunch of kids up and let them cheer for him. And I said, well, that's not a problem. He said, but we need you to see if Mr. Tackett will get us some tickets cheaper.
I met them all in the back hallway back here as the Magoffin kids were eating lunch. And so there's these hundreds of athletes in this back long hallway here. Kind of like, shh, be quiet. Okay, we're gonna go in and then you guys are gonna surround them and we're gonna do the I Believe We Will Win cheer. It would be so cool for these kids. And it was just the coolest thing. It was the coolest thing to watch those Magoffin kids cry, and our kids are, just so choked up. And then just telling them good luck. And then to see those kids walk away like, wow, we're special.
When those kids walked in that gym, they were greeted by 300 to 400 Logan County students. It was amazing.
And then that night, at Diddle Arena, the football coach and I are standing out front with these stacks of tickets.
When we walked into the gym, we just looked up and there's this whole section of kids just in black and with a big banner on them that said, "We are Magoffin."
You know, they've got signs already saying, you know, we are Magoffin, and it's like, well, you're from Logan County, but tonight you're from Magoffin.
They kind of adopted us. When we didn't have anybody, they stepped forward.
We knew it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, getting to cheer for these people we never met in our lives.
It was just awesome to see so many nice people that were more concerned not about themselves, but just others.
And it was really cool to be a part of something like that.
I dare say there's not a kid involved, or many of the adults involved, will ever forget what happened on that March day at Diddle Arena.
When all this was happening with our kids, I felt so proud of them, because we have a lot. Our kids have a lot. And to watch them, you know, give up their time and to just go all out for somebody they don't even know, I was so proud of them, you know, and to make it up there and just to see them support Magoffin County like they do us. It breaks your heart. You go, wow, your mom and dads are doing something right. You know, I think we're doing something right here in Logan County.
9 months later, Magoffin County decided to return the favor to their newfound friends.
We decided to pay them back and go to one of their big games and cheer them back on.
So I get to the door right here, and I see like people walking across the middle of the floor, and so I look over and I see all these kids. Like, our student section is now full. I don't recognize any of these kids, and so I look over, and there's people still pouring in the door. I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? And then I see Scott Castle, my buddy from Magoffin County. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? Are these your kids? He's like, yeah, man, we brought everybody. This is our way of saying thank you. And you look back at the student section, and they're all standing up and they're clapping. You win or lose, and they're clapping for you just because of what you've done for them. And that was just the awesomest thing.
Let me tell you, the human spirit is alive and well, and you know, people will take care of each other, even strangers.
Logan County, they really made the experience even better for me, because just let me know that there actually are really nice people out there.
I don't think you can ever forget something like this, and no one will ever forget March 2nd that tornado hit.
If this tale teaches us anything, it's that the worst of times have a way of bringing out the best in us, and they often prove the best of times for bringing us together.